Hey guys, what's up? And today I feel like we need to go finish up our cartoons of the decade. Continuing with our cartoons of the decade, let's just get on with what we need to talk about today. So yeah, cartoons of the decade. Now before I start this video, while I admit I don't know if this was a I don't know if I want to go cover something of the last time. I forgot to mention this real quick. Yeah, guys, I forget. Yeah, I know Titan Transformers Prime was released back in the the 5 part miniseries. Second, like I was going was it? Yeah, well, the actual series and technically the series start was in season was in 2011. Was in February, so I will just say, oh, yeah. But technically, this is still the count of the start of the show, so yeah, I'll just say. Yeah, if you haven't seen the 2010 video, I know I forgot to say that. Forget to say that in the video of that share cartoon, but yeah, it was kind of one of my favorite Transformers series of all time. And yeah, it was because the action, the comedy, the characters, the animation, a lot of okay, so yeah, okay, back to the what I want to do. So 2011. Ah, yes, 2011 was the year when everyone saw that game of the that open world game. Everyone innovated open worlds and a lot of interesting stuff that happens in 2011 within the World Cup of the year of the rabbit. Yeah, pretty much that. But this is not what we're talking about today. And yeah, but let's talk about the cartoons. 2011 had a really interesting year, to say the least. It's a pretty good year. It was sort of a good year for cartoons. While not as huge as, let's just say, a 2010, but it still had some good cartoons. And I'm only going to be talking about the cartoons I actually watched during the 2010s. So yeah. Also, I'm going to quickly honorable mention this real quick is that Ninjago. Yeah, I'm only going to be covering complete shows that are completed. So no Ninjago on this list. Ninjago would be a separate episode separate thing on its own. So I'll just give this a quick honorable mention. Yeah, the pilot episode, and I thought still I watched Ninjago. I like the show, though I stopped watching the show after the tournament arc. Then I came back for the Return of Departure. Yeah, you Departure. I should watch a lot of the original series, which I did a review on, as well as a lot of other seasons. I never watched much of the show, like much of the Onis or the part one and part two. Also, I haven't seen the Emperor series yet. Please don't. I haven't seen a lot of the which with its gaming theme, which yeah, I do really like this video game theme. So maybe I'll get back to the show and possibly purchase that arcade thing I was saying earlier if I'm really interested in that series. But at the time of recording, I have no time to go watch Ninjago yet, unless I missed it out. But yeah, you get the point. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's a really good show. I stopped watching after the tournament, man, and you get the point when I say it. Anyways, okay, let's just move on to what shows I would feel like talking about. So, let's see. Check that Control Z just in case I accidentally misclicked some things. So first of all, let's go talk about the first show I feel like that already recently got a reboot that I don't know if that I hope that that reboot is alright. I remember a lot of angry comments. So Thundercats, more based on the 1985 show. I thought it was a so since we're talking about Thundercats 2011, let's talk about it. I thought this was one of my favorite reboots and cartoons about one of my favorite cartoons. I thought it was a more action thing, and I watched the original. Please remind you all, I do watch the original. And I thought it was pretty good, and I thought the action, the characters, yeah, so it's like more anime-like to me, in my opinion, and it's really good. No, I don't. And sadly, the show only lasted for one season, and this wasn't by a Titan. Well, there's a new recent reboot for 2019, 2020, but I feel like personally, in my opinion, I feel like we shouldn't talk. I have no opinion of it, and I remember that I hate that series, God. Like the reboot, the 2019 reboot, like mainly because of the arts. Oh, kill arts. If anyone hates kill arts, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to worry that people are just gonna think cartoons are not filled with hate. And I remember seeing a lot of hate for this reboot. And I see a lot of memes and everything else about the arts that, oh my god, kill arts is taking on the world. The kill arts is terrible. The cartoons are terrible nowadays. Granny Falls, Star Wars. Adventure Time, and Mega Show would like word. And the Missing Gumbo would like a word with you. And some other good shows with kill art talk style. We'll all like a word with you. But in all seriousness, I'll see the reboot. I'll see the 2019 reboot. Maybe at least one episode, and leave. And give you my impressions. I hope it did alright. I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm just worried that people are considering seeing that cartoons that nowadays just keep that consistent one art style and everything. Man, I really hate those arguments about the show. It kind of ruined a bit of Kill Arts' reputation. You shouldn't. But if I have the time and feel like I will do it, I'll watch the 2019 show and see if it's good. I feel like covering that show out of the way because why not? So I can get all the rants out of the way. So yeah. Okay, yes, we get into the next show. Serious Squirrel. Based on the book series of the same name, which I never read, I like this more cartoon edition version of it. I watched some episodes, thought it was pretty good. It was focusing on Scaredy Squirrel, his friend Dave, and pretty much their tactics in the Boston City and working this local supermarket. He's Woody versus so. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good show, a nice little funny show, and yeah, not much to say. It's a fun little shenanigan like show. Anyways, next we get to Dan versus. Okay, this was one of my favorite. I had a childhood with this show. It's a show about a guy who is a jobless with his stuff, spot animals. Okay, that was a bit later on in the animal shelter episode. Who catch odd misfits and unable to ink according to Franco's face and so on. Who is married to a spy. Yeah, this cartoon is so weird on so many levels. And yeah, pretty much that's getting revenge. Well, this versus mine. Basically, go, yeah, go. Having spy missions. It's kind of weird to show the show's based. And I thought the show was pretty good. I thought the comedy, the action, and the weirdest stuff. Shows a guy who has like anger issues get go, oh my god, I better just attack that thing. Better deal with it. Yeah, this is kind of a weird show, and I thought it was fun and whatnot. So yeah. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good show. Next up is the Green Lantern anime series. Saw some episodes of it, thought it was pretty good. It was part of DC's Disney in TV shows. One hour block show that basically just shows nothing but mostly DC shows. Like also we're gonna cover like Young Justice, which I'll cover that. Yeah, which I please note I'll cover that when I. Which please note I haven't seen much of that show by the way. So yeah, please note I haven't seen too much. Which also the show recently got a reboot. We recently got a third season. Sorry, I'm just gonna push it now real quick. which I may cover something when I actually got around watching that show. It was DC's first Green Lantern TV show, as well as the first animated CGI cartoon. Saw a fair little, but it was a pretty good show. It's about mostly focusing on how Jordan Green Lantern, everyone's his favorite iconic one. Then again, if anyone asks me my favorite Green Lantern, I always say John Stewart, by the way, because I grew up with him and because I watch a lot of Justice League, and he appeared in a lot of that. Yes. Well, it mostly focuses on Atross and pretty much all deal with him and whatnot. However, this show only lasted for like one season. I think originally the Blu-ray was supposed to be more, but it was canceled due to poor story sales and negative reception and poor box office after the Green Lantern live action film. Oh boy, but I would like to see a second season, unless someone already made a fan-made season 2, which I will watch, by the way. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Okay, now we're going to talk about something I've really seen at least a fair at least 1 or 2 seasons of. Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness. Yes, I'm gonna confess that I love Kung Fu Panda, and I watch all 3 films. I don't watch as much of the specials, but the TV show is more. The show is pretty much just Po and the Furious Five taking the Valley of Peace, defending the Valley of Peace as usual. Though it's more of a Monster of the Week show. I say it's more like a Monster of the Week show, and well, it did have some several. Well, it did have this only had maybe 1 or 2 characters reprising their roles while having different voice actors, which I think Miguel did a really great voice as really did amazingly well actually. So, done. Okay, back to the subject. I also didn't really. I thought the show was pretty good. I thought the characters were. I thought it did really well. Yeah, I also find the show's more Monster of the Week formula. I think I'm gonna watch maybe 1 or 2 seasons of it, and that was pretty good. So yeah, next we're going on Problem Solved. I only saw most of the first season, and I think mostly the first few episodes. I never watched the Netflix show, but yeah, I can see. I remember seeing it. That was alright, but looking at years later, yeah, this looks like a nice sort of look at. Man, this also. While the show focuses on 2 main characters and showing multiple characters, major solving problems. Well, yeah, I get that you want to go with a colorful arts. This weirdness of what art style, and I know this was the earlier days of Adobe Flash, but my eyes are feeling a little too pain after looking at it. So yeah. Okay, lightning around a bit. So Wildcats, I that was alright. Only saw maybe a few episodes of it. That was pretty good. Ready for Awesome. I think maybe I saw like 3, 4 episodes of it. That was also pretty good. It's a nice little show, more extreme like show. And Superman for Squad. Hey, remember those creatures? Yeah, originally appearing in the program, which was fully cut their own series. It shows 5 different monsters just basically trying to be living the days and try to possibly take over humanity or something. Probably good one done. Yeah, this is a weirdly messed show. But I thought it was alright. That was pretty good. And I actually likes the show. You know what? That sounds ridiculous. I'm just have to take it from some. Hmm. I thought the series. Yeah, and while I admit this was created by the same guy who did Uncle Grandpa, so why not? And we'll get to Uncle Grandpa when we get to it, which we will get to it in about 2 more episodes later. Since I'm thinking we need to wait another 2 more years to probably get to the point where we can cover that show, as well as something like it. Oh, and by the way, no, I haven't seen Kaga's Kaiju. I haven't seen that show. I haven't also seen the Black Panther cartoon, so sadly I don't have much of opinions on him. And overall, I thought this was yeah, like I said, I thought this was a pretty good let's see. It was a relatively interesting year for Oh wait, I think I forgot one more show to cover. Oh yeah, right. And one more show I really need to cover. Yeah. Sorry I forgot this one last show that was also released in 2011, and this was actually in Asia. This was where we had the new Cartoon Network logo. And sorry, I did forget this, and luckily I didn't forget about this. But sorry, I forgot to cover the show as well. But yeah, Amazing One Gumball. I thought the Amazing One Gumball was one of my favorite comedy cartoons. Well, comedy cartoons. Primarily focusing on a blue cat named Gumball, a adopted brother named Darwin, who is a fish by the way, and Ace, who's a bunny. The show focuses mostly on either them or their family, like Richard and Nicole, who kind of do. I mean, I'm sorry. So yeah. So yeah, pretty much. I thought the show was pretty good. I thought. Yeah, I already covered maybe a few episodes of the show before. I thought it was pretty good. It was still one of my favorite comedies, so I do feel like the jokes and still the missed opportunities for like stuff. Actually, I honestly would like to see someone write a fanfic of what if Gumball accept that offer from that Viking and also that boy thing. But yeah, I do feel like the boy thing should have been mostly like a interesting story arc to break the flow of the typical comedy. It lasted for 6 seasons. I thought it was a pretty good show, and overall, it's one of my favorite shows. I do really like the uniqueness of the characters, designs, and the art style. And this is the only time I'll actually accept characters using realistic backgrounds, at least, and not go, really? Were they lazy to go make backgrounds? The reason I accept this show's backgrounds, at least being real life, is that at least because they're with all the multiple art styles, it kind of fits the whole world, actually. And I watched a lot of the show, and I thought it was pretty good. Now, please note, I haven't seen Gumball's Yearbook. Please note that the only miniseries I haven't seen is Darwin's Yearbook, which is mostly a clip show. At the time of recording, I never saw that shit this short, by the way, so I don't know where this would fit in the timeline. I would say before the events of the show. Maybe it's some. Oh wait, this takes place sometime after the events of the Inquisition. Never mind. I swear that I thought it would take place some point in. No, I hope. By the way, I haven't seen it at the time of recording, and yeah. Uh, I would give a review of the yearbook sooner or later when I have the time. But for now, by the way, I don't really keep track of all the characters' names. I just usually just call them whatever they are because hey, I just see their names. It's usually forgettable, and I just see them as, oh hey, oh hey, you. Also, I never saw the Waiting for Gumball episode. Oh, then yeah, this show did a sort of crossover with the Don't Help Me I'm Scared. I never saw a single episode of that show, and I never really am a Don't Help Me I'm Scared fan. Yeah, I confess I don't watch Don't Help Me I'm Scared. And, okay, yes, and well, I never waited watching that show and other things. Yeah, okay, yes, I would confess I never watched this short, and I think I watched the pup was a really alright, was an interesting. Yeah, it was kind of a weird episode, and while it was mostly a sort of, I would have considered an episode called. The episode was a bit messed up and away written. So yeah, so yeah. Um, yeah, that's pretty okay. Yeah, Gumball was the only exception that made it really an interesting year, and while I'm not including pilot episodes for this one because that was. So I'm. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Overall, it was a pretty good year. Cartoons, not as the amazing year that we got from 2010, but oh well. Next time we're gonna cover 2011. We're gonna cover 2012 and see if there is anything better or worthy to talk about in that year.